ADHD is really fascinating once you really think about it. Here's why. Okay, so essentially, we have the topic of ADHD. Now, it's a problem that some people haven't, and I have it yet. No, okay, I should not. Yeah, I have it. Yeah, a lot of people don't seem to understand that. What we're going to talk about today is that people have seemed to point out that people with ADHD are funny as hell because 1 second, yeah, 1 second you get up to get, well, yeah, to pour yourself some coffee, and then next thing you know, I've been standing in one spot in the kitchen for the past half hour reading about Greenland. Don't take that one from me because because it was post on. I'm gonna say it was Twitter. I don't really know. I mean, it probably was. So whatever the case, there's a lot more fascinating things about ADHD when you think about it because there's also a post about what it'd be like if if you got to read the mind about. Okay, slow down. If you read the mind of someone with ADHD, you would hear like, "Ooh, there's a plane over there." Oh wait, what was in the last? Yeah, and then you would hear, wait, what was the last thing I was supposed to check off on my? Well, yeah, then you hear them trying to think about stuff having to do with work, and then you're trying to think about when the last time was they fed their pet, and then you hear them trying to count to a certain number in a certain aspect. Well, yeah, in a certain respect in those terms. So, yeah, that's what ADHD is like. And I've seen the tests to see if I have ADHD. Well, I already knew I had ADHD. It's just that this guy did an ASMR. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll try and look in link the video in the description of this one, where this guy does this ASMR, and at some point in it, he does a test to see if we have ADHD, and he has this basically has this pink strawberry. It's not a real strawberry, yet it keeps moving around the screen in different shots, and the number of times you quote unquote saw the pink strawberry determines whether or not you have ADHD. And so I already knew. However, I'm going to test this for you guys yourselves. Now, I'm going to see what my fingers can do and figure out what I enjoy doing with my fingers, because my fingers can do lots of things, and sometimes I think about how useful my fingers are on a day-to-day basis. But now I'm going to focus on what I can do with these fingers. and what I would enjoy, and what would soothe me and relax me. So without further ado, I'll start this. I'll move this speed cube around the screen, and you tell me how many times you see it. Turn at the same time. So how many times did you see the speed cube? And the thing about ADHD is that, well, it is hard for you if you have ADHD, then it's hard to focus. Like, oh god, this really does look bad. Then it's hard to focus in class. Yeah, sure, this doesn't look any better. In class, it's probably pretty hard to focus. And your teacher may or may not care. Point right now being that it's like I'm trying to focus on a book, and yes, there's also the meme about when you are trying to read a book, but then you read a certain page, but then you forget what it's on that page because you were distracted by a thought you had, and then you had to reread the same page, and you had to keep on rereading the same page over and over and over again because you kept on zoning out. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So anyway. So to wrap this up, that's ADHD in a nutshell. Hmm. You know, I think I have another strategy. Since I can't find it right now. Okay, which one of these is... Okay, which color is... Of the... I'm not going to say the colors right now, however, which one of these... Which color is closer to you right now? Yeah. Okay. Good. Which color is closer to you right now? Good. If you said blue, then you're correct. You said light green for the first... Well, dark blue for that one. You said light green for the first one. Then you're also correct. So anyway, that's ADHD. Hope you enjoy this one, and I'll try and sneak on a little something at the end if I have the time. So, bye. Oh, excuse me, Miss. Clothes off. Can I, please, hang out with Joseph later tonight? Oh, but sure, I'll see why not.